Welcome back to the commentary booth here on day 5 of the 10th Alliance tournament. We're here on the group stages today. For this match, we have the Godfathers versus Dark Taboo. I'm Zastro here with our Eve Knowledge robot, Ryvy, and we see lots of Cyclones. What's going on here?
Whole lot of Mimitar in these setups. We've got, from the Godfathers, 2 Sleipnirs, Scimitar, 4 Cyclones, Jaguar, and then 4 Sabers. A whole lot of Mimitar damage. From Dark Taboo, they are only 9 ships because one of their Cyclones disconnected and was destroyed.
Yeah, that's a tough way to start the match, down 1 Cyclone already. So for those of you who picked the G0dfathers in your pre-match predictions,
they're off to a good start. But for that Dark Taboo team, what they have left is a Sleipnir, Curse, Basilisk, 3 Cyclones, they would have had 4, 2 Kitsunes, Jaguar, and Ishkur.
What could have been 8 Cyclones in the match is now only 7. Why so many Cyclones?
Cyclones are really good value for the points. Like we talked about Drakes as being overcosted, Cyclones are a really good value at only 10 points. So you can get a lot out of them. You get good damage, good tank. You get the high slots for use with a gang bonus mod for newts, for smart bombs. We're seeing the teams charging at each other. They came at fairly decent range from each other, but now they're heading right at each other. Though actually it looks like the Dark Taboo team is mostly holding back, letting the Godfather's team charge into them.
Typically when you have brawling setups like this, we found it benefits the team that holds back. They can deal with the team that's rushing into them a little easier, but of course they are down a man. So
it's possible that their use of good tactics will be able to give them an advantage, but it's not really helping yet because no. They're losing that Cyclone.
If the Godfather's team gets on top of them, the Dark Taboo's Cyclone and a Kitsune get tackled right off the bat.
I'm amazed at how little damage is being applied to this Godfather's team because they're right on top of each other now. That they're trying to shoot the Jaguar, and I think the problem is the Jaguar is just getting enough transversal to not get hit.
Yeah, absolutely. I think I would have seen a lot of damage applied to both teams as they get on top of each other and put that autocannon DPS on each other, but we really only saw Dark Taboo taking damage here and continue to only see Dark Taboo.
This is a really bad primary choice for Dark Taboo. They're shooting, putting most of their damage onto the Godfather's Jaguar or the Cyborg. The problem is they've got all these Cyclones that are really, really squishy right in front of them. Cyclones don't have Tech 2 tanks, so they can't get repped as much. And the Jaguar does. It's small, hard to hit, and it's got the higher resist.
And that Scimitar is able to keep him repped pretty well so far.
And by the time they have him down, they're going to have lost 3 Cyclones. All 3 of their Cyclones.
What were they thinking? Why do you think they're going for
I
that
think
Jaguar
the Jaguar
first?
was just the first thing that arrived, and they never switched off.
Yeah, it's just go for the first thing that comes into range. That's not very good target calling, Dark Taboo.
No, that's very poor, but we are seeing that Jaguar. They are going to bring it down, so they'll have that to be happy about.
They'll get it, but now they've lost every single one of their Cyclones. They just don't have enough DPS left to do anything.
No, at this point, their next target is a good one. They're hitting one of the Cyclones. They're going to have it neuted, so hopefully turn off its hardeners and be able to break through the semi-reps. But still, that Sleipnir is going down quite quickly.
Yeah, Basilisk just can't keep up with it. Basilisk instead of a Scimitar. Why would they bring a Basilisk instead of a Scimitar?
Basilisks give you the advantage of being able to use cap transfers. They also have a bit of a better tank, although larger SIG. The one thing that I think really hurts it in this setup is that you've got a team that's mostly a Mimitar. So if you did come up against a jamming team, you want to keep your team as one race as possible as that Sleipnir goes down and Dark Taboo has even less DPS available.
The Godfathers would continue to be able to shoot even if they were capped out, although it would turn their tanks off.
Yeah.
Maybe they were hoping that if the Basilisk was cap transferring an ASB ship, that it could continue to use that ASB even when it ran out of charges by getting the cap. I don't know.
It's quite possible. Actually, here's the reason for it. The Basilisk and the Curse are cap transferring each other.
Yeah, there they go.
So this is actually a pretty clever setup. A lot of teams have used this in the past. The problem is it limits the mobility of your Basilisk. So if Godfathers had charged right at the Bassi, it wouldn't have been able to run away and keep itself cap stable. But what it does mean is that Curse is going to be able to run its newts all the time.
Yes.
So you end up with a very strong core, but not very mobile. The two have to stay together, and that really limits you.
The Curse can help protect the Basilisk a little bit. It's not as good at running away as a Scimitar, so
no.
it does need that help. Not going to work in this match, though.
No, it really isn't. That is a tactic we'll probably see again, but it's not going to be doing the job here. Only the one Jaguar down for Godfathers. I doubt anything else is going to go down as that Curse drops through armor. And it's likely not going to matter because it fights me over so fast, but that means that the Basilisk won't be able to have the cap transfer, and if it doesn't have a local injector, then it's going to run out of cap.
This is a really quick match, although I want to say that even if Dark Taboo had all of their Cyclones at the beginning of the match, the way that they were target calling and flying in this one, I still don't think they would have won.
When you have two rush teams against each other, you really need to knock down the other side's DPS fast. You can get that advantage, or take down their logistics if you can. But in this case, both the logistics were out further behind, so the teams smash into each other, which is normal. But then the target calling of Dark Taboo was not great.
Maybe they just really have something against Les Cyborg.
It's quite possible. He may have offended them horribly at one point.
And that'll do it.
The last Ishgard goes down, and a very clear victory for the Godfather. Another one that I won with my choices, by the way. So
yeah,
hooray.
me too. Haha,
Good
I'm
for
right.
us.
Did anyone pick Dr. Boo in there? Was
I
it
think
Michael
Laz
Bolton?
did.
Laz did.
Yeah.
Sorry, Laz. Not this time.
We'll go back and now show you Laz's shame in the studio.